Yeah, so I do too. And one of my Christmas traditions is to watch It's a Wonderful Life before Christmas. That's my favorite movie, and I have a habit of watching it every year before Christmas. And as I'm watching that this year, and I'm preparing for this speech for you guys, I start thinking of the underlying theme of the movie, which is basically, what legacy are you leaving behind? What impact are you making on the lives of others? Bless you. And so as I'm thinking of this, I'm thinking not only of the impact I've made on others, though who has impacted me. And so I think of my mother, and I am fortunate to have both parents still living, though I know that this is the legacy that I am going to be taking with me from them. For my mother, it's work ethic. So I was the product of a single mother with 5 kids, and we had my aunt and uncle that lived with us because she couldn't pay the bills on her own. So very untraditional type of family, to say the least, but it worked for us. Though I like to say we didn't need for anything, we wanted for a lot. So that's kind of our financial status at the time. However, she made holidays wonderful every year. And I watched her come home exhausted from work and still cook dinner, clean house. And so that work ethic is something that I took from her. For my father, it would be living life on a moral compass. And he taught me, as long as you are ethical, then no one has to doubt your honesty or your intentions. So I think, what am I leaving behind for my kids? And I hope it's this message, that no matter where you start in life, you can get to where you want if you want it bad enough. And I hope they saw that message as I married young, and I had my first kid at age 20. Second kid followed a year later. I worked a full-time job, was going to college full-time, and we both had minimum wage jobs. So they saw us struggle, and they saw us rise above that. I hope I also leave a legacy to have wonder and bravery, to take risks in life if it's also something that excites you. And I hope they've seen that message as after my divorce, and I found the man that I'm married to now, I packed up and left a little small town, the only town I'd ever known my whole life, married this man, and joined this army life, which is the epitome of resiliency, though it has granted me the opportunity to see things I would have never seen, to have opportunities that I would have never had I not broke out of that comfort zone and left the little town that I knew my whole life. Besides the legacy I'm leaving for my kids, I've always had this urge to do something on a bigger scale. I've always known I'm supposed to make an impact in a somewhat big way. Maybe not everyone, but in a pretty large scale. I took the first 6 months of this year to really focus and do some self-analyzing on what is my purpose in life. Why am I here? I found that purpose this year, and it was a huge relief and super exciting. And my goal is to help others to find that purpose and to live their life of purpose. So the legacy I want to leave on a larger scale is this. Those that work really hard, and maybe you just don't qualify for that government assistance. You're right at that line. Maybe you've worked so many hours that you just didn't quite make it. And those are the people that feel like they've fallen through the cracks. They really need to catch a break. And so the legacy I want to leave is I was that girl that had the heart and the means to give them that break that they needed. So this week, I encourage you all, as you go out, to stop and think, what is the legacy that you're leaving behind? And what lives are you currently impacting? Because it's not too late. Thank you.